Right now, I'm on a journey to get in the best running shape of my life. But in order to do that, I need a tool. Now, what tool can us runners use to get out that door and remain engaged on our runs? Our running shoes, of course. And many of you might be thinking, Brendan, you have a wall of running shoes behind you. Clearly, you can find a tool from one of the 50+ running shoes that you have. And you're absolutely right, and you sound a lot like my wife. But the honest truth is, over the last few years, I've really struggled to maintain consistency and maintain engaged in my goals for fitness and running. And there's a number of different reasons for that I don't want to get into in this video, maybe a separate video coming up here on that. I need a tool that's going to help me feel excited to get out that door, and when I'm out there running, a tool that feels fun. At the start of a running journey, a lot of these paces are going to be at that slow aerobic range. And if you don't have a shoe that's going to help you keep engaged, it's gonna be mind-numbing. Let's call a spade a spade. Easy running is mind-numbing. A week and a half ago, I made the decision to pick up the Brooks Hyperion Max 2. And I hummed and hawed about this one quite a bit because the reviews online made it seem like this would be a rather firm feeling shoe. And I didn't really like that. I don't like feeling like I have a dress shoe on and there's just a hard slab of plastic beneath me. But that's not what this shoe is. This shoe is stellar. And I want to talk to you guys today about my experiences and if this shoe might be a good fit for you, because honestly, I was completely shocked when I got out there running. I'm at the start of my running journey to get in the best running shape of my life. It's been about a month and a bit now that I've been consistently running and putting in extra miles, roughly about 40 to 50 kilometers a week at this point. And all the running essentially has been at very slow paces, very low heart rate. So the intended use case of these shoes that I'm looking for right now, specifically what I've picked up, the Brooks Hyperion Max 2, needs to be able to feel good at those pace ranges where I'm not pushing myself, it's pretty easy going and the low heart rate. A lot of shoes that fit that bill can feel a little bit mushy because they're so soft or just not engaging. You put on a shoe, it just feels like a normal running shoe. And where I'm putting in a lot of hours, a lot of miles at these paces, I wanted a shoe to make me feel engaged and it's gonna keep me excited. So the trouble was there's not a lot of options in that category. Of course, we have the Super Blast 2, but that is essentially impossible to pick up here in Canada and it's 280 Canadian dollars. That's a bit tough to justify when it's mainly gonna be used for these daily training miles, essentially what they are. Daily training and easy pace. I picked up the Hoka Mach X2 and that seemed to be an okay option, but unfortunately, it just kept rubbing and giving me hot spots, so I had to return it. And that left me thinking, okay, what am I gonna do here? What's a shoe that is okay for these daily training miles? It's good for easy paces. I thought of the Saucony Endorphin Speed 4. I really do like that shoe. They kind of tweaked it in the wrong way for me, so I don't like it as much for these daily training and easy pace miles. So I picked up the Brooks Hyperion Max 2 and it's fitting these intended use cases extremely well. When I put on the Brooks Hyperion Max 2, at first I was really nervous. I had the voice of Thomas from Believe in the Run saying this shoe was really firm, but then I also had Robbie on the other shoulder, kind of like Angel and Devil. Robbie really enjoyed this shoe, so I figured, hey, someone likes it, I'll give it a try. So that's what I did. So I just kind of went out that door, expectations pretty low, thought maybe I might need to return it, exchange it, whatever the case may be. Then I started running in this thing. Instantly, I was like, this foam, it's not super firm, it's more dense, and there is a difference. So for me, if someone has ever put on a pair of dress shoes or a pair of Blundstones, you know that really firm plastic essentially that's under the foot, the sole of those shoes? That's what I think of when I think of firm. This is not that. This is by all means dense. Like, sure, it feels pretty dense. It's the only way to explain it, but in a good way. It's very responsive once you get rolling. It's extremely smooth with that plate in there, and that's another bit of a thing that I was a little bit unsure about. Do I really want to be doing a bunch of miles in a plated shoe? For this, it's not a carbon plate, it's just a Pebax plate that is honestly not super forceful. It doesn't force your foot to go in any particular way. It just gives that nice smooth roll through. If you ever run in a glide ride by Asics, it feels very similar to that. It's just once you get locked in, it's essentially cruise control. This thing just ticks over and keeps you at those paces with very, very minimal effort. Of course, there's still effort. Running is always going to be hard, but it just makes it a bit easier. And also, what makes this shoe even better? Now, I'm someone who, I was over 300 pounds at one point. I'm just gonna be honest here. I love sweets. I love a nice cake, but you know what I love most about that cake? the buttercream icing on top. There's just something so good about that. It's just, I actually have a dessert upstairs that I'm gonna have to stop this video and go eat really quick. I'll be right back. No cake was harmed in the filming of this video. But that aside, this upper is the icing on this proverbial midsole cake. The upper on the Brooks Hyperion Max 2 is absolutely fantastic. If someone gave me free reins of design the perfect upper for you, the Brooks Hyperion Max 2 upper would be that. It's extremely light, it's supportive. I love the heel flare. I'm a big Elf fan, so you know, it just reminds me of that. The laces are amazing. I wish I could buy these and put them in all of my running shoes. Today I ran the New Balance Fuel Cell Elite version 4. Wish I had these laces on here. If anyone knows where I can pick up these serrated laces, please let me know because I'm gonna be putting them in that shoe. But honestly, my experiences in the Brooks Hyperion Max 2, folks, has been nothing but stellar. I have about 50 kilometers in this shoe so far, maybe a little bit less, so I'll put it up on Strava. I have it all logged on Strava if you wanna follow me there. I'll leave links in the description down below. But it's just been an absolute treat, and I'm so happy that I picked it up. But would this be an okay option for you? I'm gonna talk about who I think this shoe might be good for. If you're someone that really enjoys this kind of gliding sensation underfoot, a bit more of a rocker sensation, this could be a great shoe for you. If you're someone that doesn't like those mushy shoes for your daily training and easy pace miles, this shoe could be for you. But I did also forget to mention I did pick up the pace in this thing, and it can handle strides perfectly as well. And if you're someone that really enjoys a great upper and the midsole is kind of an afterthought for you, this is gonna be a good option for you to try as well. The pricing on this thing is a little bit interesting. I've seen it here in Canada at Altitude Sports for $220. But I've also seen it on the Brooks website and other places for 240 Canadian dollars. And at the 240 Canadian dollar price point, it gets a little bit tough. I think it's 180 US dollars for my folks south of me here. But I did actually find a coupon code for Altitude Sports. So I picked it up for $170 or something like that, Canadian. At that price point, it's an absolute no-brainer. At that higher price point, you might want to be humming and hawing a bit more, but I do think that it's actually worth it because the Brooks build quality is stellar, so you're gonna get a lot of miles out of it. But definitely look around for a coupon code. There's always something floating around. You can use Honey or whatever coupon code finding app that you prefer. But for me, the price to performance for this thing is definitely there. So folks, let me know, have you tried the Brooks Hyperion Max 2? And do you have a similar experience to me where you were a bit hesitant at first that, man, this thing is gonna be firmer than walking on concrete, essentially, is what I had in mind. Maybe that's just me being crazy, but let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. And follow me along here on my journey to qualify for the Boston Marathon in 2026. Not the 2026 Boston Marathon, but qualifying for the Boston Marathon, I guess 2027 in 2026. Confusing, but that's me. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one.